On five, four, three, two, one. Great morning, everybody. This is Dr. Larry
Good
White Sr.
morning.
Morning.
This is my intro here, Sharon. We call you shortly in a minute, everybody. Great morning, everybody. I wanted to just thank everybody for joining the Dr. Larry White Sr. show. Week after week, we started on December 5th, and I always tell everybody we started off with Stacy Ladisall, Mark Clark from WHUR. I'm just sharing this out on my other page here. And it's just been a blessing week after week, December, January, February, March. And now, we are in April and it's COVID-19 pandemic. And so I pray that this show continuously inspires people to listen every week because it's a tough time right now. And before we get to our two amazing guests, I just want to continue to talk about these two books I got out here. The Ultimate Networker and Entrepreneur. Go out and get that. It's a good read right now for what people are going through. It teaches you how to power network and get with like-minded people. So pick up the book, The Ultimate Networker and Entrepreneur. Also, for those that are listening, the first edit of my newest book, the Operating in Excellence with Pain, Purpose, and Position. I had to send the books back to Amazon. The editing was not right, so the delay is I'm waiting on the new ones to come in. So thank you everybody that did pre-sales. I will get those books out to you. And listen, we got one of our guests on the line. Her name is Sharon Terry. We're going to hear from her shortly. But a third book is coming out. And I want to shout out all the DMV Mastermind members. Sylvia Kuntz, I know she's watching, all the folks. The DMV Mastermind's book collaboration called Iron Sharpen Irons, Inspired to Achieve, Think, and Grow. I'm so excited about that particular third book that's coming out, which is a collaborative book with my mastermind group. So without further ado, let's get to our VIP guests. Today, we have one of our mastermind members on the line. Great morning to you, Sharon Terry. How are you doing? Tell the listening audience a little bit about who you are for those who may not know Sharon Terry.
Good morning, and thank you, Larry, for this opportunity. I am a wife, a mother, a great-grandmother, and a grandmother. I became a chaplain last year. I am attending University of Phoenix for psychology. I am CEO and founder of Maddie Smothers Foundation, which is a nonprofit organization, 501c3 organization, where we go out into the community and we just assist the homeless and low-income families. How I got started, where I got the name from Maddie Smothers, is I was doing my family tree, and I was trying to get information on my great-grandmother, and no one knew who she was really. They just knew she sold moonshine, so she was an entrepreneur. So I said, well, I'm going to name my foundation after her, Maddie Smothers. Nobody's going to forget her name.
Yes.
So her name is going to stand for something. So, and why I started it is
well, hold on, Sharon.
because,
Remember, this is just a 1-minute introduction. We're going to get to why you started it and all that good stuff.
oh, okay. So I'm so excited. Okay.
I know. Hey, look, you've been on there. You've been on some of these shows quite a few times. Don't be too excited. Calm down a little bit. You'll be just good. But let me come back to you while everything started. But that just was a brief introduction of who you are. Just 1 minute. All right. I'm always excited to get brothers on the show because as you all watch week by week, it's primarily dominated by female entrepreneurs and leaders. And so I'm always pumped when I can get a brother on the line. And here recently, we've been getting more men to get involved. As I always say, when men lean in, we all win. Amen. When men lean in, we all win. So I would like to bring to the show Gregg Gethers. By way of Coretta Doctor, she just really blessed me with some great clients. So for those, Gregg, who may not know who you are professionally, tell us a little bit about who you are, Gregg. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Dr. Larry. Thanks for having me. First, I'd like to give my condolences to all the COVID-19 victims and their families. I know it's a very tough time we're going through. But I'm Gregg Gethers, native of Charleston, South Carolina. I'm a local realtor, entrepreneur, second generation realtor. Have some pretty some pretty good life experiences that I feel like would be a disservice if I don't get out and share it with someone, because I know it can help. And personal side, I'm a father of 3 and a proud grandfather of a 6-year-old granddaughter.
Well, I got to tell you, you and Sharon, y'all look absolutely amazing this morning. I want to thank y'all for tuning in so early. I know even though we go live at 10 o'clock, you got to get up early and do your hair, your makeup, and put that nice blazer on that Gregg got this morning that I want to grab from him. But thank you so much, Gregg. Let's stick with you for a little bit. Thank you so much for just acknowledging the COVID-19 victims. And it's a tough time. You know, we talked about a stimulus package. Some people have received their checks, some people have not. But, you know, people have been furloughed, laid off from work, things like that. What advice could you give job seekers during this time?
Well, for job seekers, I would say really, you know, this time right here is a time for you to not give up, you know, to keep pushing forward. You know, if there's a particular career or field that you're trying to get into, to, you know, don't let the things that's going on right now distract you from what your goal is, and just stay focused and push ahead.
Absolutely. I put something on my Facebook page yesterday, and we're coming right up to you, Sharon. I put something on my Facebook page yesterday, and it hit on what you just said, Gregg, and it was this. It says, for small business owners, attention small business owners, focus, forward, fearless, forever, stay strong. And that, I believe, that's what you embodied, just what you just said. Just hang in there, keep your faith, everybody. This too shall pass, but it's going to cause a ripple effect after it's over. So I appreciate that, Gregg, and we'll come back to you shortly. Sharon Terry, what inspired you? You started getting into it a little bit. I got to tell you, both of you, Gregg, did a little research, got some information from Coretta with you, and just hearing you, seeing your spirit. I thank y'all for being on time. I love everybody to be on time. Sharon, I saw you out maybe 2 weeks ago with your mask on. Let's see, I think we lost Sharon here, but hopefully she can hear this question. But Sharon was out in the community a couple weeks ago feeding the homeless and disenfranchised families. But let's see if we can get her back. She should join us, but she had a really great initiative, Gregg. I'm gonna talk to you while we get her back on the screen. While a lot of people were staying safe at home, she was out in the community feeding homeless people. So Sharon, are you back with us?
Okay. Happened.
Okay, you there, Sharon?
Here, I just.
Okay, we'll have to come back to Sharon Terry, but let's move forward with Gregg here. Gregg, as a realtor, entrepreneur, you're launching a new speaking career. It seems you also speak to audience about resilience and understanding, what mindset means, and how together a resilient mindset can change the lives for the better. So what is the basic explanation of having a resilient mindset, Gregg?
I'll just kind of like break it down, make it kind of easy, like just resilience, just being able to recover, to bend, to not break. And your mindset is pretty much your attitude, you know. And if you have that attitude, that positive attitude that, you know, things may not be as we want it right now, but I'm not going to stop. We're going to keep going. We're going to get through whatever it is. You know, that type of mindset, that type of attitude, you know, get us through situations like this and either other situations in our personal lives.
Well, I like what you said, you know, having that positive attitude, because I always feel that your positive attitude can lead you to a higher altitude. And so I like how you said that. Amen. How is a mindset affecting our community today? Could you just talk a little bit about that? How is the mindset affecting our community today, Gregg?
Well, our mindset affects our community. The mindset pretty much being an individual tool. As we, you know, get up in the morning and go out on our, you know, our daily chores or whatever, the attitude that we have affects our community. You know, if If we go out with a negative attitude and interact with others in our community, it's kind of contagious, and that's what spreads. But if we go out with that good attitude, and that's also contagious, and that'll spread as well.
Absolutely. I've been around the country doing speaking engagements and selling my books and things like that. So I noticed that you're getting into the public speaking aspect with this mindset and resilience piece. What would be your target audience as you go around doing seminars, workshops, speaking, doing this public speaking? What would be your target audience to the people that you would like to speak to?
I would say more so young men, but not just young men, but the people that have kind of may have gotten off track or just felt kind of overwhelmed, maybe going through some things in their personal life and their business life, and may feel stuck or just feel like sometimes just giving up or just tossing it to the side. With a resilient mindset, you can get through it. You can get through whatever the situation is. You put your mind to it, what you believe you can achieve.
Absolutely, absolutely. Another question about, and I love this concept about mindset and resiliency. What inspired you to go with that particular platform?
Just knowing the importance of it, just the importance of a mindset. Coming up in life, there's been situations where having a negative mindset was just keeping me stuck, like standing in a bucket of cement, and things didn't getting better until I changed myself. And by doing that, changing my mindset, that opened a lot more doors and opportunities, and just made life a little bit easier, a little bit happier.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, as we get Sharon Terry back here on the line, I want to talk about like the inspiration. A part of my book here on the back, I don't know if you can see this, Greg, but it talks about empowerment meets inspiration, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us a little bit about how this mindset, because they talk about mind, body, soul, spirit, and I want to stick with this mindset because I tell people the mindset and your faith, those two things are just really can carry you forward. But what empowered you, and how do you feel your speaking and also the positive mindset can empower the community and inspire the community?
So what probably personally empowered me is I would say getting angry with my situation. Life wasn't going the way I wanted. A lot of things was happening that I felt like I didn't have control of, when in all actually I did, and that was affected by my attitude and my mindset toward things. So by changing my mindset, just really changed my life, and
It's good.
so far it's been for the better.
Absolutely. If you had to define the word mentoring, I once was the executive director for the 100 Black Men for Baltimore, and we focused on mentoring our youth in the community, our African-American youth, and mentoring is really key for me. And I also believe in reverse mentoring, meaning where your mentee is mentoring the mentor. So there's a two-way communication. So talk to us a little bit about, as you go around speaking and empowering the community on your realtor, so you got to have some great communication skills, but what does it really mean and why is it important to be a mentor, Greg?
I think it's important to be a mentor because it's to me, I feel like it's personally a disservice to your community and to yourself not to be able to give back. If you have experience, knowledge, gift, whatever it is that can help someone, and you possess that, I feel like it's imperative to give back and to help.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that. I totally agree with you. And again, it's always good to see another male that's out there empowering those. Sharon Terry, are you back with us?
Yes, I don't know what happened. They're doing something outside, so.
Okay, well, we have about 5 more minutes left for the show, so we're going to try to get a couple of questions in with you and then get you and Greg's contact information to round out the show. But just talk to us. I was saying before we lost you, they're telling us to stay at home and be safe, which we're doing. We're practicing social distancing and things of that nature. But a couple of weeks ago, I saw you out with your mask on, feeding the homeless. How did that come about? And what made you go out to help other people? I mean, I know, but tell people, because we're safe in our homes, but you took the liberty to go out and help feed some disenfranchised families. Talk to us a little bit about how that came about, Sharon.
Well, I just wanted to go out in the community and just help those that are in need. I know we're going through this COVID-19, but our neighbors still need to eat. They still need their daily essentials. And if we're not out doing it, and I don't think of it as I'm risking my life, I'm obedient, I'm covered up, and I'm just doing what God called me to do. And it's just a blessing just to be able to just go out and just help others and minister to them, because right now people are depressed, they have anxiety, they don't know where their next meal is coming from, when they're going to go back to work. So it's just a lot. And if I can just do one thing and put a smile on someone's face, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, look, I want to take my hat off to you, Sharon. That really, where my lights were on, and I had my studio still going on. We haven't missed a show since COVID-19. And I love what Gregg said in the beginning, bless the families that are, going through this pandemic, because I have a few friends that have lost loved ones, and they're not even able to go and see their loved ones and have a proper funeral during this time. And so I appreciate what you said, and also Gregg, because it's tough times. It soon will pass, but there's a lot of people hurting, and it's really good. And I pray that people will tune into this show, because we're about giving back. Some people give back by going to help with the food banks like you do, and I like for this show to inspire people, because I get a call after the show. Hey, I like Gregg, I like Sharon, they really helped me out, and we want people to connect. So we got a couple of rules on the show, and let me tell you, we got some shout outs to do really quickly. Let me just tell y'all who we need to shout out real fast. All right, who we got here? Okay, I want y'all to say good morning to Robert Boyd out of Norfolk, Virginia.
Good morning.
And also Mary Mitchell out of Richmond, Virginia.
Hello, good morning.
Mary.
Absolutely. And I know Sylvia Kuntz will catch the replay. So shout out to Sylvia Kuntz. She always listens every week. And just remember, everybody, you will get the replay on YouTube, and also it'll be played on LinkedIn, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So Gregg, let's go back up to you, sir. We've been talking about COVID-19, inspiration, resilience, and the mindset. I always lead with this one. I never thought I'd be a 2-time best-selling author, let alone once Sharon Terry I got a question for Sharon. I got a 3rd book coming out with a group of people, as I mentioned, so it'll be 3-time best-selling author. And that's not like, hey, bragging or anything, but I never thought that a little kid out of Gary, Indiana would be inspired to write a book, but to learn what I've done from my mistakes and give some advice and things. So for someone that feels like they cannot be a leader in the community like you, Gregg, write a book, they're just stuck. They're in a cubicle, or they may have been laid off, and they're trying to figure out how they can make it, how they can be a leader, a speaker like yourself, Gregg, write a book. What advice would you give someone that's about ready to give up, but they need to keep pushing so they can follow their dreams? What advice would you give them, Gregg?
Basically, just to look inside and grab that little bit of fire that you think may be out, and keep going, and use that little bit of fire to light your way. I mean, times like this, it's hard on everyone, but there's opportunity, and we look at all the, you're having to stay at home and all of that, but there's more time with your family. So absolutely. I mean, just it's something like that, you take this negative and turn it into a positive. Sometimes it's hard to see, but the positive is there if we look hard enough for it, and if we want to find it.
Absolutely. Perfect answer, Gregg, because I've spent more time with my family during COVID-19 than I have in some years playing board games. So you're absolutely right about that. I wanted to say this, saw something on Facebook this morning as we go to Sharon for one last question, then we'll get your contact information and get y'all on with your days. But on one side, Sharon and Gregg, it said, Satan closed the church. And then on another side, it said, but God opened up the homes. And check it out, where you couldn't go to church like a lot of people, but now you're having church in all these homes now. I just thought that was pretty cool. You get that, Sharon?
Mhm.
All right, great. Okay, Sharon, you've got this new book coming out. You're going to be a first-time published author. Tell us what your chapter is all about a little bit. Just got a couple of minutes. Just kind of briefly tell us what inspired you. We know about a little bit about Maddie Smothers and how you help the homeless and disenfranchised families through your nonprofit. But tell us why you decided to do this book collaboration, and what is your chapter about?
My chapter is about nonprofits and what to look out for before you jump in, because there's a lot to go into planning a nonprofit. It's not all about I want to do good, but it's steps that you have to go through. And so much social media is I help you do this, I help you do that. And there's a lot of webinars you get on it. They give you a little bit at the end. They want you to purchase their materials. And if you're a nonprofit, a lot of times you don't have a lot of money. So I went through watching a lot of webinars. I got tidbits, but you get a lot of information just doing your research, asking other people that's already in it. And I'm a face-to-face type person. So I like to sit down and talk face-to-face and not so much texting back and forth. Larry, you know that. But the reason why I did the book is to take me out of my comfort zone. And I've always wanted to read a book, and it makes everything so much clearer when you have to explain yourself and explain what you're doing. So this was a great opportunity for me to get clarity of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and some information that can make someone else's life a little bit more easier than mine. Starting out, you don't know a lot. So that's my reason, and I'm going to stick with it.
Look, a great answer. We're just about done here. I want to just say, I say this every week, almost every day. I like what you said, Sharon. You should never be comfortable. Even if you have a lot of success, you should be uncomfortable, because it moves you out of your comfort zone. I know you were a little uncomfortable writing the book, but I'm glad you had an opportunity with the mastermind group to tell your story. Your chapter is amazing. Shout out to Dr. Green. She did a lot of editing on all of our chapters. So that book will come out very, very soon. So thank you for coming out with your portion of the book. And guess what? You'll be able to set up your table at Maddie Smothers now and have your book. And I look forward to you having your own book by yourself at some point as God moves you. Let's stick with you for your contact information, and then we'll have Greg round out the show. For those who may be trying to contact you, Sharon Terry, to make a donation to your nonprofit, any upcoming events, maybe you have a virtual, what's going on with you upcoming? What do you got going on with your nonprofit, and how can people connect with you after the show?
Okay. What I have going on now is just going out in the community and helping where I can. I am May 1st, I will be doing a radio show called Sharon's Neighborhood Chat. So I have a co-host, which is Miranda Williams. But I'm looking forward to that and advertising on my radio show. So if anyone needs any advertising, just my website is MSFMD, and that stands for Maddie Smothers Foundation. .com, and you can reach me. You can call me 410-440-1718, and I would love to hear. Or you can hit me on Facebook, Maddie Smothers Foundation on Facebook.
Absolutely, absolutely. Sharon, I want to thank you for being on the show today. You've been amazing. Just hold tight just for a little bit as we get Greg to round out the show, and I'll do the closing remarks. Greg, let's end it with you. For those that may be trying to contact you to get to know you better, what's the best contact information for you, sir?
It'll be at Gregg.Gethers at Carolina1.com, and my phone number is 843-452-9838, and I'm available for all your real estate or life questions that you may have, and I'll be glad to help.
Absolutely. Repeat that contact information one more time for us, Greg.
Yes, that's Gregg, Gregg.Gethers, Gethers at carolina1.com. And my phone number is 843-452-9838.
Absolutely. Greg, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. There's an open door policy for you to come back anytime. Just let us know when you want to do that. Sharon Terry, I've had you on multiple shows. This was the first exclusive one on the Dr. Larry White Show. So thank you so much. And this is one of the first shows I really like that we get to wrap up right around 10:30. Amen. So what I want to just round out with, go get the new book. It's on Amazon as well as an ebook. Go get the new book. Always operate in excellence, pain, purpose, and position. You go through some pain to lead you to your purpose, and then you can be in a position to do God's given work. Like Greg said, using your God-given talents. Everybody's blessed with them, amen. So I look forward to seeing y'all next week with my great guests to be announced. I got some special things coming up with some celebrities next week. And just continue to be safe during the COVID-19 and remember to be a blessing to others. We thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Greg, share it out on your page. Sharon, share it out on your page. I'm gonna wave at y'all. Thank you so much for being on the document. Absolutely, absolutely. It was my pleasure. Everyone have a blessed day and be safe and remember to be a blessing.
Thank you.
Amen. Thank you.
Amen.